Spongebob! So Spongebob has a problem. If we look inside here, we can't really see it from right here, but that gear is missing a bearing. And I just got the new one, so let's replace it. You gotta unscrew this and this to pull it out. Unscrew. Unscrew. And now this just falls out. Cool, now let's take this back to the office. So here we are back in the office. In order to see the missing bearing, I gotta take that gear off. So unscrew. Now I can pull it off. And now you can see how that's not centered. And because of that, the gear wasn't meshing with that gear. And those belts weren't spinning. And here's our new bearing. Alright, so I'm gonna start by taking off this motor. Pull this off. Unplug this. Yeah, we gotta get rid of these. Put this over here. Loosen this. Now I can pull this off. Same with this. Now try to pull this thingy off. Put it over there with the screws. And that just makes it easier to work on this side. Let's start by taking off this top plate. Screw. Now pull the plate off. Now pull this all out as an assembly. Take the belt off. Now let's take this wheel off. Okay, that was kind of tight, but I got it off. We'll do the same thing to this one. That's good. And now we gotta take off that tensioner and that tensioner. Now I gotta remove this tension assembly for the belt. Okay, so we're in part 3 now. And this all has to come off. This is how you tension the belt. My main goal is to pull off this entire panel right here, this whole thing. Because the new bearing has to be pushed in from the back. So let's continue. Now I post a lot of videos that have multiple parts. And I try to make it easy for you guys to find the next part or the previous part. But I'm not really sure how easy it is. So if you know of a way to make that easier for you, let me know and I'll try to do it. Unscrew this. Now I'm not entirely sure if these need to come off, but I'm going to pull them off anyways. Just because everything else is off, I might as well. Unscrew this one. I have all my parts set right there. Laid out similarly to how they go on here. That way I can put it back when I'm done. Now I believe is these 2 screws, these 4 screws, and those 2, and I can pull the plate off. Unscrew. I could use a little drill for this, but for this kind of thing, I prefer a screwdriver. Okay, and after our quick detour to bowling, we're back to Spongebob. Two more. This can come off. Oh, look at that broken bearing. Lovely. Nice. So now I can put this on here. Yeah. Align everything back up. Alrighty, there we go. Now that I got those 3 gears back in, or the bearings, I can start screwing everything back in. Next thing I'm going to do is put this main belt tensioner back on. Stick that in, get it started. Thread this through and get it started right here. Tighten these a little bit. I'm just going to try to match it to the other side. About 5 threads there, and about 5 threads there. Now let's tighten these, and these. Next I'll put this little set of gears back on. Screw that, and screw this one. Almost forgot the belt, but I caught myself. Now we got these belt tensioners. We'll just get these barely finger tight. Finger tight with a screwdriver. Seems legit. Now we got these 2 gears. 1, 2. Now we can thread our belt back around everything. And we can tighten our tensioners. And there we go. If you notice I was a little quieter in this video, it's because my manager was in here. And he was doing work, so I didn't want to bother him with my loud talking. Anyways, now the last thing to do is to put the gear back on. Remember, that bearing was the only reason why we went through all this work. And there we go. Now it's time to go put it back in the game and test it out, which is going to be our 6th and final part of this Spongebob series. Now we gotta put the motor back on. So we'll slip this on, like that. And then this piece. We gotta tighten these set screws. Tighten that up. And that's good. Tighten this screw. Tighten that screw. Slide this back on. Let's slide our ground on. Tighten this. Tighten this one. 304. 404. Plug this connector in right there. Now I can put these connectors back. Okay, there's 1. Okay, there's 2. And there's 3. Alright, now we're back at Spongebob. Let's open the door. You can put that back on those little hooks up there. Just like that. Screw that in. Plug in our plugs. And now we can test it out. Alright, and now we get to test it out. You can see that the belt is moving. That's a good sign. Yeah! Uh-oh, we got an error. It has no more cards in it. So let's refill it real quick. Turn this. Pull it open. Lift it up. Set it down. Alright, here we go. We can put these in. There's normally a weight here, but I don't know where it went. Open up this side. Press reset. And now we keep going.